Welcome, everybody. I'm sure you got a lot of questions, but this is episode 1 of Behind the Banter. As you probably knew from my channel before, it was BCatsYT. I just don't have time to do that anymore, so I thought I'd make the transition here to a podcast. We're going to focus on one weekly podcast and a bunch of short-form content, so stay looking out for that. But anyways, I'm Brian. You can call me BK. BCats is the channel is. The name will change. And this is?
I'm Jacob. You can call me JVD.
Oh, look at that.
Wonderful. As the channel grows. But yeah,
Splendid.
I appreciate you letting me take over your channel.
It's a combination. Combination. So since this is episode 1, we're going to be looking at our phones. We're going to have a list of things out. Don't hold this against us. We're only going to get better. But first and foremost, I think the best way to start talking about everything is the Yankees and the Orioles beef. How are we feeling about that?
The Orioles are mad.
The
Orioles are mad.
If I took a fastball to the head, a sinker.
It's not even about the fastball to the head. I mean, that was just a culmination of things, I think, over the last week for the Orioles. I mean, the Cubs going 18... sweeping them. Sweeping the Orioles, and then in the final 2 games of the series, shutting them out. So 18 innings scoreless, and then they lose to the Yankees again, and they lose to the Yankees again today. But I mean, I think the hit in the head was just a culmination of everything over the last week. But there's no excuse for hitting a player in the head.
You also got to think about how bad the Yankees have been during the month of July and even towards the end of June. They've been atrocious. They had such a comfortable lead over the Orioles, and then you just see it getting closer and closer and closer. That gap is getting bridged. They're pissed off. Even the early June matchup, they were hitting everyone. The bench is cleared during that, too.
I mean, I respect the benches clearing for a player being hit in the head.
Yeah.
You don't want to see that. Who knows if it was intentional or not, but if you're intentionally going to hit a guy, hit him in the butt. Hit him in the ribs, you know what I mean? Make it hurt. Don't put his life in danger. Hit him in the head, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a little bit too far in my opinion, but I mean, yeah, for the Orioles, I think they needed that as a team probably to just kind of
light a fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about how bad the Yankees were. The Cubs were in the same situation. Like, they were just struggling to put runs on the board. Their pitching, their bullpen was horrific. But, I mean, that series kind of brought the Cubs back as well. So, we'll see where it goes from there. But you hate to see a player getting hit in the head because it's scary.
If you saw the spray chart of all the Clay... I'll see if I can get a video or a picture of this. But if you see the spray chart of all the sinkers that Clay Holmes threw, it literally is just... to left-hand hitters, it's like an X all the way across, and then there's the one that's right at Kierstad's head. I mean, he's in concussion protocol. The guy's out for 7 days.
No.
At the minimums. Concussions are a scary thing, especially 97. I think that's what it was, right?
97.
Fastball.
Mile an hour, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's terrible. It brings me, every time I see a player getting hit in the head, it brings me to the Cubs player back in the day. Real quick, let me see what his name is. Adam Greenberg. For those of you who don't know, this was a long time ago, early 2000s. But
getting a history lesson here.
History lesson real quick. He gets called up first and Major League at bat. Gets hit in the head with a fastball. That was his first and only MLB at bat for the Chicago Cubs.
Atrocious.
His rookie debut, his first at bat in the majors, you're pumped up, you're ready to go, and he gets hit in the head and never got another chance to hit at Wrigley Field. So that every time a player gets hit in the head, that's what I think of. Like, it can really mess up the trajectory of your career. I mean, it's not something that's like, oh yeah, like he threw it in. They're mad. Like, you don't throw at somebody's head.
I could think of 2 instances of people surviving the elusive ball to the head, whether it's a line drive or that. If you could remember, it was like a couple years ago. Chris Bassett was on the A's still, and someone on the White Sox hit a line drive right at his face, went down, but he came back. He's pitching well. And Giancarlo Stanton, he had to get whole entire reconstructive surgery on his face, came back. But it's like if it hits you in the wrong place. Even Kyle Farmer on the Twins.
Yep.
Giolito's fastball right to his face. It was bad.
It's just,
whatever.
You don't want you hate to see that on a baseball field.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just horrible to see. I mean, hopefully he's gonna be all right. I'm sure he's gonna be all right, but obviously, yeah, he's gonna be out for a couple days now. But
it hit helmet.
I mean,
that's the main thing. Not bare
that's
skin
why
face, no blood.
I'm all about the players wearing that extended piece to their helmet because it's like Stanton. If he was wearing that, he may not have had to have constructive surgery on his jaw. So, I don't know.
That whizzed like front center though.
No, I hit him like right here.
Oh yeah. I thought he got it his nose. Didn't he get like a mouth mark? Whatever it was bad. Not
Either
good.
way, you hate to see that. You don't want to see, like the minor leaguers wearing the big helmets.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to see that.
It's going to turn into hockey.
You don't want to see that. No.
They got the face mask
visor
over everything. That shit would be so funny.
No, but yeah. In reality, though, to summarize that situation up, I think it was the Orioles, they need to light a fire underneath themselves. Because you don't want to go into the All-Star break losing like 5 or 6 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not where you want to be. I mean, I don't even know how many All-Star players the Orioles have. Do you know?
To be honest, my opinion on the All-Star... Let's get into this, actually. Okay. The All-Star game in general is just a bunch of nonsense. There's so many players that are undeserving. Like, if you heard what Ken Rosenthal said, Pete Alonso basically turned down the home run derby again because he said, and I'm not sure what the exact quotation was, but he would only do the All-Star game, the home run derby if he was an All-Star. And it's just fan voting in general.
But he's in the All-Star. He's in the home run derby.
I thought he turned it down, no?
No, he's in it.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
He's actually the favorite for the All-Star game. So
yeah, I thought it'd be Alec Bohm.
for the home run derby, but I don't think Alec Bohm has a fighting chance. But hey, he's just happy to be there.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Last year's home run derby.
I think like. Sure, it's cool for the players, getting selected to an all-star team, especially if it's your first or second time. But who watches the actual game? It used to mean something. It used to mean whoever won the all-star game, either the AL or the NL, they would have home field advantage in the World Series. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I'm kind of glad they took that away, but that was the only thing, like, it's like any other all-star game or Pro Bowl. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's just... for the Hall of Fame. You want to get on the ballot?
Yeah, like
number.
I mean, the game itself is just like they might as well play football because like I think more people would watch it if they played some type of version of baseball.
Yeah, but that's like a joke. Like for like the NFL's like Pro Bowl stuff, they're playing dodgeball.
I know.
It's like, come on, who watches that? You're gonna sit down on your nice little cozy Saturday, Sunday, and you're gonna watch them throw dodgeballs at each other? No,
I watched a little bit.
I mean, I did. And then I was watching the long snapping competition. I'm like, who cares?
Yeah, that one was like, whatever. They want to get everybody involved, though. Because there's a long snapper, centers, like it's...
Well, it's just because Jason Kelsey has a podcast and he was going crazy. Like, that was not a thing until he kind of blew up.
I know. But, yeah. I think the only thing fun about All-Star Week is the home run derby.
The home run... How about this, though? The home run derby format, I think, is garbage. I think what they need to go back to is, the 10 pitches, where you could take all the time you want in the world, and it's head-to-head with X amount of pitches, and then whoever moves on.
How long ago was that?
I don't even remember. I just remember it was super cool. I remember it was like we play MLB 13 or whatever that game was, and we play the home run derby, and it's 10 pitches.
Instead of timer?
Yeah. I just think that's way more fun.
I like I don't mind the timer. I mean, the seating is like, that's whatever. For who's matched up with who, but I mean that can really determine the entire outcome of the event.
Let me pull up the home run derby.
I mean, there's been some great home run derby moments in the past.
I thought last year the best matchup, in my opinion, was Adley Rutschman versus Luis Robert, because Rutschman looked like he absolutely smoked him, and then Robert and then he hurt himself in typical White Sox fashion.
You don't want to see your favorite player get hurt in the home run derby. That's something you absolutely don't want to see, but I don't know. I mean, I like the home run derby. I will definitely be watching it.
Oh, yeah, I always watch the home run derby.
I mean, maybe I'll have the All-Star game on in the background when I'm doing something else, but I'm not going to sit down and, really get into it.
I will watch it because I'm a White Sox fan, and Crochet has a good chance of being the AL starter.
Yeah, and you'll pitch an inning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Sure, watch first inning, then you turn it off.
What about Paul Skeens? Yeah. The All-Star starter. Deserved or not? I think so. He brings a whole new audience to the game. He's actually good.
He is good.
Yeah, he gets chirped like he's not.
I think he's good. I mean, I don't know who's chirping him like he's not good. That's
social
a little
media.
Bit. Yeah, I mean,
Twitter's
whatever.
a cancerous place.
That makes no sense to me. But I mean, I don't know. I think Chris Sale should start for that now.
He's gonna get in the second or third. I don't really think who starts matters.
No, it doesn't matter, but it's the fact of like you were selected as the all-star pitching. You know, you're starting the all-star game.
He has a good chance to win Cy Young.
Chris Sale?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. He's dominating right now.
I wanna mention something before we get off the topic, but before the season started, we made a bet.
We did.
We made a bet that Paul Skeens, the number is 3. I bet him that Paul Skeens would finish the season under a 3 ERA because I just thought he was going to come out of the gates and be what he is right now. And he said above 3.
I said above 3. $50. We'll see what it is at the end of the season. It's not looking good for me right now. Mm-hmm. My thought process was rookie pitcher coming up. Yeah, he's going to have a good career. Yeah, he's an all-star. He could, I don't know, one day, be one of the all-time great pitcher. But it's like, I just figured rookie season coming up against MLB veterans, like he's going to struggle a little bit. Doesn't seem to be the case.
Like 102.
I know.
Ben Joyce barely even plays. Like he's in and out of AAA and the majors, but that heat plays. As long as you could get it in the strike zone, like 60 or 70% of the time,
that's what I figured. I figured that he was going to struggle a little bit with location, and maybe he wouldn't be pumping 102 every pitch, but it seems like he is. Mm-hmm. He has nasty stuff. Mm-hmm. He's a good player. I'm a Cubs fan. I'm upset that he's going to be in the NL Central for the foreseeable future. Who knows how long? Maybe the next 15 years, just dominating. So, good on him. Mm-hmm. Respect, Paul Skeens.
That debt is going to be paid live on the cast whenever that time comes.
You never know; he could blow up in the second half.
Don't you dare!
All it takes is a couple bad starts.
Don't you dare!
5 runs in the 1 inning, first inning.
We went to Wrigley for his second start ever, where he proceeded to go 6 no-hit innings, which actually was the first of 2 times he went 6 or more no-hit innings this year.
That is true. That time, though, at Wrigley, that was, his second start. And
he struck out the first 7 batters he faced.
It was electric.
As advertised.
The only reason he got pulled, his pitch count was like at 100 already after 6. So.
Well, yeah. There's a lot of errors, too.
Which also makes it even more impressive that Kerry Wood had the 20 strikeout game, because it's like, Paul Skeens struck out the first 7 batters. You're like, oh my gosh, is this going to happen again? But then his pitch count just climbs up that fast.
The Kerry Wood conversation did come up.
It did. And another thing with pitch count, the pitch count is like, I don't know why in the MLB. I think there was a former player or manager that came out recently and said, like, I don't know why 100 pitches is like some magical number, where it's like after 100 pitches, everyone's like, oh gosh, better get him out of the game. It's like, I feel like a lot of these guys could potentially go to like 120, 130, but it's like, I understand why they want to take him out, don't want to risk a player hurting himself or overextending himself, but it's always seemed weird to me. Like, even me, I think like, oh, he's getting close to 100 pitches, they're going to pull him soon. It's like, is that...
So
everybody's different.
Tim Lincecum, he threw a 143 pitch no-hitter, and then look how long he was able to pitch. His pitch counts, he went kind of long, mm-hmm. I would say.
He had a good career.
Yeah. Like a guy who I could think of that consistently stays in above 100, who will always flirt with like that 110 up, is Dylan Cease. Even with the Padres, I saw it. Even with the Sox, but he just doesn't get hurt.
Has Cease had reconstructive surgery already?
No, I'm pretty sure he's been healthy.
But that's the thing.
He's a workhorse.
Like with these guys that are pitching that hard, you just honestly, it's, I don't know. I think of it like this. I think like it's bound to happen at some point that they're gonna have a problem. This is Brian's cat, Sox, conveniently named as a black and white cat after the Chicago White Sox.
Quite clever,
this guy. But, yeah.
Alrighty. I don't think they did come out with the home run derby. So.
What do you mean they didn't come out with it?
Well, with like the seeding.
No, the seeding's not out yet, but we have the field.
I would love to talk about it.
Do you want the field? You want me to tell you the field right now?
Yeah, go for it.
In order of favorites. First being the favorite player to win, last being the least favorite player. Pete Alonso, the guy he even thought was not even in the home run derby, is currently the favorite at plus 300. Very embarrassing.
In fact.
Thinks he knows baseball.
Busy guy lately.
Number 2, Marcell Ozuna. Gunnar Henderson. Bobby Witt Jr. Shocker. He's actually the 4th favorite.
He's got some pop.
He's got some pop, but it's just like you don't think of him as like that.
A good hitter gets doubles, not homers. I don't know who said it, but I heard it.
That might have been your youth league baseball coach.
I was this year. It's on Twitter, so who knows? Anyone has a platform there.
Continuing, after Bobby Witt, we have Adolis Garcia, Adolis, then Teoscar Hernandez, Jose Ramirez, and then Alec the Boom Boom.
Teoscar is going to get paid this offseason. He's going to make a lot of money.
Didn't he already get paid?
He's on a 1-year deal. I think 1 year, like 15 mil or something? Or 25 mil? One or the other. He's going to get paid.
He's going to get paid.
Him and Santander.
Santander's good too.
Gunnar Henderson is going to win it. I'm calling it right now.
Call your shot.
Dude, he's got pop, a lefty with pop.
Yeah, I'm going to say Marcell Ozuna. Ozuna from the Braves.
Ozuna from Braves.
Yes. That is who I think is going to win it. Yeah. Right now we're watching the Cubs-Cardinals game. The Cardinals killed them earlier today.
Like I'm looking over.
Earlier today in the... they're playing a doubleheader on this Saturday, fine Saturday. Cardinals killed them this morning. Now we just watched the Cardinals go Mason Wynn, home run, first inning. Assad gets an out, and then Wilson Contreras dumps one into right field, 2-0. You hate to see that as a Cubs fan, Wilson Contreras hurting your team as a Cubs legend.
We need to talk about the ass man, Javier Assad. He does not look like a baseball player. I guess that's the beauty of it.
That is the beauty of baseball.
Let's have a conversation.
That's the beauty of baseball right there.
Bam. Connecting the dots, coming up with something quite interesting here. Players who are very good at baseball that do not look like baseball players. Bartolo Colon.
That's a good one.
Prince Fielder.
David Ortiz.
We're just going to name fat guys.
Yeah. I think that's kind of what this... Miles Mastrobuoni. He doesn't look like a baseball player. He's a little guy.
Andrew Vaughn. If you ever get a close-up look of him, he's going in. He's got. Sometimes you look over the scoreboard when you're at a Sox game, and you're like, "Oh shit!" Pops out at you, scares you a little bit.
Let me think. Who else? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to. You just think of fat guys off the top of your head. Yeah. It's like you shouldn't be playing a sport.
Lance Lynn.
CC
Sabat.
Yeah, we're just fat. As many fat guys as you can name. Anybody that wears glasses or goggles. Kevin Gregg. Shout out Kevin Gregg.
Tyler Clippard.
Clippard. Tyler Clippard. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
He had some nasty goggles. I'm trying to think. Yeah, pretty much if you're fat or you wear glasses or goggles, like, you don't look like you belong in the MLB.
Now,
fair enough.
On the topic of oddballs, we got to pivot to this. We were talking about this all week, just going back and forth, texting each other. MLB players who have the best names of all time, such as guys as Rusty Kuntz, for instance.
Rusty Kuntz.
Mm-hmm. Dick Padden.
Oil Can Boyd.
Ed Head.
Ed Head. Honus Wagner's brother, Butts Wagner. What a player.
Tim Spooneybarger. In 2 seasons with the Atlanta Braves and 1 with the Florida Marlins.
Say that again?
Add that to your immaculate grid. Tim Spooneybarger.
Spooneybarger. One of my all-time favorite players, actually.
Yeah.
How about
Crisp recent?
Coco Crisp, I mean, it's a cool name, but I feel like he's too recent where it's like, you don't think of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm looking. There's just a guy with the name Beer. Just Beer. No first name, no last name, just Beer.
I think a lot of these are nicknames, obviously, like Oil Can Boyd. I don't think that's his actual name, but it's just funny.
Goose Gossage,
Sugar Cane from the Negro Leagues.
You can't say that word.
Yeah, you can.
You can't say that word.
He's from the Negro Leagues.
You're gonna get demonetized.
No, because now all of the Negro League stats count towards the MLB stats.
Yeah, Josh Gibson,
best player of all time.
Josh Gibson being the best player of all time?
That's what the stats are looking like now.
I know that guy has some pop in the show.
He does.
That's all I know. 10 million is the guy. Shooty Babbitt.
Stubby Clapp.
Dick Padden. Boof Bonzer.
John Malarkey. We've had a lot of malarkey going on lately.
Tim Tebow.
Jack Glasscock.
Interesting. Rusty Kuntz is probably the best, most recent one.
How about Razor Shines?
I like that. Johnny Dick Shot.
Johnny Dick Shot's a great one. And then the Urban Shocker. Yeah. The New York Yankee.
I think that about concludes our list of funny names.
Catfish Hunter.
I do have a question now.
You have a question for me.
NCAA 25,
Yeah.
cop or not? I've seen gameplay videos. It looks like a faster version of Madden with slightly better gameplay where every throw... If you've played Madden, you're probably very familiar. If you throw something on like a sideline or you throw it up the middle, you're going to have a linebacker proceed to do a 180 fallback just catch every time. Like, you can't throw it. It looks like that was addressed in NCAA. But yet again, EA game,
I've seen
paywalls.
some of that stuff where it's like, oh yeah, this is not going to happen now. This is not going to happen now. I'm going to buy it. Bring me somebody that had more fun growing up playing Madden than the classic NCAA college football games.
I've never played it.
You've never played You've never played one.
Never played it, not even 14. I had friends who talk about it. I played Madden Ultimate Team. That's what I came up on.
Okay. Boring life you've had.
That's okay.
Sorry you never got to experience playing NCAA college football with Denard Robinson on the cover. Playing on your Wii, throwing the ball with your remote. Oh, bring me back.
Not a big Wii guy. One time do you see this right here? See how I have like a little line?
You got hit in the head with a Wii controller.
Yeah, we were playing Wii bowling. Fucking my brother. Actually, we got to cut that out. I don't know if we
You
can
did say that. You said a bad word. You said a bad word.
So yeah, we were playing Wii bowling, and my brother did not put the strap on as instructed to in the safety protocol.
Tells you right before you
turn it on, it tells you to do it.
It says make sure you strap in. You don't want to break your TV or break your brother's face.
Yeah, and then cocks back, flings it forward, just lets go of it right in the head, bleeding. I remember I walked out and there's we were outside and I had like a bandage there, and I told some dude who like lived on the block. I was like maybe like 10 at the time. He's like 15 or something. And he's like, what happened? I'm like, oh, like I got hit in the head with a Wii controller and bleeding. And he started calling me pea brain after that. Because like my head was peeing blood, and I was like, oh, dude.
Down bad.
It hurts when you're 10. Like when the older guys say some stuff to you.
I mean, I'm not gonna. It sounds like it would be pretty painful now at our age.
Yeah, yeah. But like,
it's just the last thing you want, you know.
My grandpa was there too, so I'm trying to act tough. I'm like, don't cry, don't cry. I didn't.
You did cry.
Swear to God, I didn't.
I don't buy it. But yeah,
dude, on my ass.
I love the Wii. The Wii was a great console. But yeah, last time I played college football was on the Wii. Great game. Now there's gonna be a lot of customization things, like customizable things, with like how the way you run your program from start to finish, whatever. Like I think that's cool. I don't know. College football's awesome.
It is a very cool game.
We've been waiting for this forever.
We both went to Western Michigan. We're some Broncos. Maybe we bring a championship to the promised land. Get the MAC back at it, huh? If anyone's interested, perhaps, if we get suggestions, maybe we run up a little league and we post some videos of us running it up.
Perhaps. 1v1. You just see a lot of Brian losing, but it is what it is, you know.
This guy.
But no, it's something like Big Cat did. Like every year he'd play the old NCAA 14 and he'd like pick a team and then win a championship with them. I think last year he did Toledo, represent the MAC, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like it's just fun. It's MAC, the same. I mean, it's the same thing in Madden or like any video game. You know, like you pick your favorite team and then you end up winning a championship and you're all emotional and you're like, oh god. And then you finish and you're like, now what? That's the only thing. I don't know if they're going to have anything, like, I don't think they can, I mean, there's not going to be, like, an Ultimate Team type thing, I don't think. I don't know if they can do that.
No, they do.
They do?
Yeah, they do.
Interesting.
But the problem is, I saw MMG, that YouTuber, are you familiar?
No.
So he's a big Madden YouTuber, so he's talking about it, and it's, like, some kind of interview, and he said that they have the rights to some of the older, so it's pretty much current players with the exception of some legends. But the thing is, like, certain people, you have to buy their names and likeness in order to have them in the game.
Right.
So there's going to be, like, it's very mixed. So I know, for instance, like, Barry Sanders is taking his name rights out of Madden. So I'm assuming EA, too. So, I mean, both of them are EA. Because if Madden, EA, NCAA, probably the same name rights, not sure. But, I mean, you could imagine, like, I think he said Tim Tebow is in it or something.
That's the player that came right to my head when you said college football legends. Like,
dude, Cam Newton.
Cam Newton. Awesome. I mean, yeah, it's just like it'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I'll play it. I'll buy it.
Yeah, gotta get that pre-order. I know they got a good pre-order bundle where it's Madden and NCAA.
I know, but it's like, for me, I'm not gonna be gaming all. You know what I mean? Like, I'll probably pick one or the other.
I barely even game.
I know. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm not gonna buy both of them. Like, I'm not gonna play 2 football games. Like, you know, what's the point?
Yeah.
I'd like to see though this year how this affects Madden sales. I feel like Madden sales are going to go way down.
There's a reason they have the dual bundle.
Oh, I'm sure they do. Yeah,
I'm sure there's some like 12-year-old who could care less about college football. That's going to go.
True.
Like, it's going to be. I feel like it'll be around the same. It's just like, I don't know. A lot of. Let's get into this stuff. Sports video games are terrible these days. I've been playing the new MLB The Show, and I did like 1 season of it, and then I'm like, this game's just ass. It's just the same recycled content over and over. I mean, I had some enjoyment in Madden running like co-op squads with my friend because I'll get our offense for Ultimate Team and he gets defense. We play together. We played 2K for a bit, but then 2K's so pay to win that it's not even fun.
Yeah.
And,
I mean,
it's just too sweaty.
The show was like, season 1. We played a lot. We had a good time.
Don't mind me.
I thought it was fun, but yeah, it is. All video games now seem to be pay to win. Like the more you put into it, the more money you put into the game, the more you're gonna get out of it. It's hard to compete with people that spend hundreds of dollars on content when you're just trying to have some fun.
I can't act like I'm not one of them.
He is one of them.
God, I love apple juice. YouTube is apple juice. So a fun fact about EA Sports is like, I mean, they just have like EA Electronics in general. I believe they had Star Wars Battlefront 2 is one of the most OG games of all time for the PlayStation 2 or whatever you played it on. But they made a newer Star Wars Battlefront 2. If you remember it came back a couple years ago. When they put it out at launch, they did it so abilities and certain characters you had to spend real money to get and you couldn't unlock from grinding. And the game got so much criticism and so many people quit playing it that they had to like relaunch the game just to save face, and then they fixed it because they got bullied so hard. So I don't know why people never go back to that approach, because like if you bully the company and you don't give them money and you let them hear it so much to the point, like they're gonna cave in. Mm-hmm. You're the one giving them money.
I don't know. Video games were a lot of fun. I mean, yeah. Now that we're in our mid-20s, like we'll play sport, we'll play a little bit of Call of Duty. Like it's just, it seems like you get a game and then you're into it for like a month, and then you like maybe will never play it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's not a lot of good games though.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like it's more fun when you're obviously a teenager and you have all the time in the world to do whatever. But like now that you're doing stuff, like it's hard to find time, you know, to play games, and like especially nowadays, like you really have to put in a lot of hours into a game in order to get to where you want to be.
Yeah, COVID and streaming ruined everything.
I mean, yeah.
The days of casual gaming.
No
more. But part of the problem, too, with what we do is we only play games where it's like a franchise thing. Where every year they make a brand new game. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's like a Call of Duty. New game right next year. You have to spend $60. And you're not only spending $60. Like, shit, they get me on in-app purchases. I'm not even going to lie.
You know, every now and then you'll be like, that does look good. $9.99 for like a couple thousand, you know, in-game dollars. Like, fine, I'll do it.
I'll explain 2K every year. So I get 2K. Actually, the season plays out a little bit. And then I'm like, it's about 2K time. Like, you know, it's about November. Maybe Christmas coming up soon. We got the noobs. Me and a couple buddies get it. And then we start playing a few games, like 78 overall. Put like $20 in or get a VC bundle. And then you just get your ass kicked. And you're like, shit.
It's not even fun.
I don't have time to play it all the time.
No,
so you put like $50 in, you get to about a 90, and then like you kind of compete. It's the same old song and dance.
You don't though. Like I played 2K this year with you and a couple other guys, maybe for like not even a month. Where it got to the point where it's like 1 out of 10, you know, games we get into, competitive game. The other 9 were just like we're coming up against these dudes that have put, you know, a couple $100 into the game and they're already leveled up, like putting, you know, playing hours a day, and it just wasn't even fun. Like I did not have fun doing it. So I was like, I'm done. You know what? Speaking of 2K and college football, I would love college basketball 2K. That would be awesome. I would play that. I personally, NBA, like, I'm a Bulls fan. If the Bulls are good, I'm in. I'll watch games.
Their Reinsdorf team never happened.
I'll watch games. I'll, follow along. But as my team, the Bulls, if they're like this past year, not competitive, just super mid. I was done watching basketball until the playoffs, basically after 1 month of the season. I'm all in. I'm a much bigger college basketball fan. I love college basketball. I think I love college basketball more because it's so competitive. Every game is so competitive. Anybody can win. I mean, say what you want about the NBA, but like the NBA is a scoring league. It's not a defense league. We all know this.
I mean, Bronny James went 55th.
I wonder why he did. There couldn't be a reason why he went that high.
No, not a chance.
No. There's no way. It wasn't because LeBron's his father.
What are you saying?
Do you think so?
You're saying something.
I'm saying something.
I think there's an underlying message to that little tone you.
I'm saying if Bronny James was not the son of LeBron James, he would be an undrafted rookie. Maybe playing overseas. That's my take.
I think he'd still be in college.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah, he'd probably go back to college. I mean, he saw this stuff. Oh, I'm going to transfer to Ohio State.
He did have the heart issue.
He had a heart issue. Okay. I hope he's doing fine. The heart issue has nothing to do with the fact that he's not that good.
You have a heart issue. You got a cold heart. You're ripping this guy to shreds.
No, dude, I'm sorry.
On video, this is a hot
Bronny
cast.
James, if you're watching this.
This is a hot cast.
Prove me wrong, Bronny James. I hope you become a perennial all-star. I do. Sure. Prove me wrong. I don't see it happening. I think if he was not the son of perhaps the greatest player of all time, we're not going to get into that. But
he is the GOAT.
Okay. I just said we're not going to get into that.
Yeah, I did.
We're not going to get into that.
He means two. I means one. I'll say it. You don't got it.
All I'm going to say, Bronny James, I don't think you should be in the NBA. Hot take, cold take, whatever you want to think. I don't care. He'd probably be in college again. He's not that good.
He's young. He's the Thanasis
He's
of the
young.
Lakers.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why is he in the league?
Thanasis or
yeah?
Bronny?
Why is he in the league? Tell me why.
Giannis.
Exactly.
Giannis brought Milwaukee championship. He's like, I'm out of here.
Exactly.
Unless you bring my brother on, give him like the minimum. What he's gonna make like about $750.
That's it.
To
That's the only.
What
reason.
is the minimum for the NBA? Because I know
It's
football is like $750K. Let's look up what Thanasis' contract is.
But I mean, yeah, I don't know. Going back to it though, like the NBA, boring in my eyes compared to college basketball.
Stop.
Sorry, the cat's trying to knock over the stand. But
the culprit.
But I mean, yeah, I just think that college basketball is so much fun. Like, it's so competitive, a lot of defense, and I think the thing that makes college basketball so much fun is the disparity in skill. Like, you'll have some guys that go, first round NBA players, but then you're also gonna have some guys on the team that, walk on, just super mid player. But I think that's what makes it fun because they have to fight for their spot and they have to show heart. Mm. And best time of year for me, March Madness. I love March Madness. Like, it's so much fun.
I got a question for you, just you and everyone else. So I'm looking here at Thanasis Antetokounmpo's career earnings. Is it over or under $10 million? His career earnings.
How long has he been in the league?
6 years.
6 years.
He was the second overall 51st pick in 2014.
So
that was before Giannis was good.
You phrased that incorrect. Second overall 51st pick. Second round.
Second round 51st overall pick.
Okay. From Greece. From across the country. From across the globe, sorry.
Yeah, 6 years. Is his career earnings over or under $10 million?
I feel like this is a trap question, so I'm going to say over.
Under.
It's under.
9.1.
Okay.
9.1 is what we're at.
So I trap myself.
It is. It makes you thinking. Contract details. Let's see what his... He was on the Knicks in 2015, if you're curious.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Actually, which is super funny, because it says earnings per year. 2015, he only made $75,000. And then he made 1.3 2019, 1.7 2020, 1.7 2021, 1.8 2022, and 2023 he made 2.3. And I don't even know if this counts 2024. Actually, no, technically.
2023 would have been this.
The
past
2023
season.
into 2024 season. Got it. Yeah. So he's definitely going to eclipse the 10 million total.
Oh yeah, he's gonna
Easy.
Yeah.
But think about it. You going to play with your brother? I mean, he was on the championship team. He does have a ring.
Look, like
His fingers.
going
something.
back to like the LeBron Bronny thing. Like, yeah, it's gonna be cool when they eventually get on the court together.
They're not going to win.
It'll be cool though. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever happened before. A father and a son in the NBA.
No.
I doubt it.
I doubt it too.
Le
GM.
GM.
That's the only knock you could have against him. Is he just like he
creates-
doesn't let the front office and coaches do whatever. He's too much of a diva.
I mean, he wants look. He's at the point of his career where it's like, look, you got a couple years left. You probably want to win a title. If he's gonna be all these demanding things, like, then you probably want to win the title. Like, you know,
Like, hey, Carmelo's
to
on the
loosen
team.
up a little bit. You know,
Anyone else want a ring chase that's over the age of 32?
right?
Come on. I remember you. Remember the banana boat picture? It's
I do remember that.
CP3,
Carmelo
Carmelo,
Anthony.
Dwayne Wade. That would have been hilarious. That team in their prime, man, oh man.
But I mean, yeah, it'll be cool to see them play together. Do you think Bronny's even deserving of a spot on the NBA roster at the beginning of the year, or do you think he's gonna start in the G League?
He should start in the G League.
He should, but I don't know if he will. That's like where I'm going with this. Is like, I think he definitely belongs in the G League for like a solid year.
I hate how he's the talk of the town when it comes to the draft class.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have all these other guys who were actually first rounds, and
It was a weaker draft than obviously last year with Wembanyama and stuff like that, but like, yeah.
Wemby's going to be an all-timer.
Yeah,
by
he's
the time
good.
when it's
He's
said and
great.
done.
But all I'm saying is, if the Lakers weren't going to pick Bronny, I would say there's 99% chance that no other team would have picked him.
No, I think someone would have taken a waiver on the James name. Dude, if you're like the 60th overall pick, you're pretty much damn near picking a free agent, unless like what? The last 60th overall pick I could really think of that did something was Isaiah Thomas. I think Isaiah Thomas is
Like
so
the
funny.
Celtics, Isaiah
Yeah,
Thomas.
because every time someone gets hurt, a point guard, there's some major injury, he replies to it and he's like, "Oh, hey, what's up, guys?" Kind of like what Trevor Bauer does too.
But I mean, Isaiah Thomas had a good career.
Yeah,
I'm not
he
gonna
did.
like he did. He had a good
It
career.
gives me chills. Rest in peace to
What
his sister who
season?
got in the car accident. You ever see that YouTube edit of him crying after his sister got in the car accident and he
yeah.
dropped like 40 or 50
Yeah.
points like the day like that? That's something you see out of like that's like something you write up in a novel.
Yeah.
Like you don't like.
No,
but
it's
it
a good
happened.
story. It's
It
a good
happened.
story,
He's an inspiring guy. It's like a Muggsy Bug, like just someone who's short for their position, but like the drive, like he's just got the talent.
Yeah.
I think he's deserving to get another try. Isaiah Thomas.
He's old. Come on. No.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if John Wall, who's begging to get back in, can't get another try.
Shame all the injuries.
John Wall. John
Dude,
Wall.
he's one of the more athletic players at his prime. But yeah, I don't know. Bronny James. Good luck to you.
Yeah. Brown.
You want to do? We have this little segment we were thinking of where blind rankings.
That's actually what I was thinking. I was trying to think of how I wanted to start it.
So basically, I'm sure you've seen this across social media before. He's gonna think of a category
On the spot.
on the spot. He's gonna think right now while I explain it. He's gonna think of a category of sports. So it's blind ranking. So he's gonna say 1 through 5. He's gonna give me something, and he's gonna name. So for example, team mascots. Rank them 1 to 5. I don't know what the selection pool is. He's gonna give me names, such as Clark the Cub.
Nope.
Southpaw.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give it right now. 1 means the most. 5 means the least. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna name 5 NFL running backs with the most obscure names. Not like name like, oh, you got a funny name. Just like everyone's done this with the boys. You sat down and you started rattling off receivers.
Rattling off random
rattling
NFL
off.
players.
So I'm gonna rattle off running backs 1 through 5. 1, Ben Jarvis Green Ellis.
Ben Jarvis Green Ellis.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 is just the most like
most obscure.
Remember that guy?
Like, oh my God, that's a good one.
Yeah. Okay. Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis. I'm gonna put him at 4.
I would have said 3.
That's fine.
All right. Brandon Jacobs.
Brandon Jacobs. What a name. I'm putting him at 5.
Danny Woodhead.
2.
Cedric Benson.
You see, he's a Chicago Bear. He's not as obscure in my mind. He's a little bit of a
This
crazy...
makes or break it.
A little bit of a crazy fella. And see, this is where I open myself up to risk. I could put him at 1 or I could put him at 3. And if I put him at 3, then he could say somebody like Adrian Peterson. I'm like, well, great. So this is where I open myself up to risk. I hope he already has the person in his mind picked out. He's not going to screw me, but I'm going to put... Who is it?
Cedric Benson.
I'm going to put him at 3.
Well, the half of the battle is knowing where to rank everyone, because my last one is Jackie Battle.
I'll obviously put him at 1.
That would have been the one.
I feel like he was 1.
So, re-say your list out loud.
So 1 was Jackie Battle.
Mm-hmm.
2 was Danny Woodhead. 3 was Cedric Benson.
Mm-hmm.
4 was Ben Jarvis
Green
Green Ellis. And then 5 was Brandon Jacobs.
I think you switched 3 and 4, and you got a rock solid list. Jackie Battle's guaranteed number 1. How do you not put Jackie Battle at number 1?
I didn't know what you were going to say.
I know.
So, good on me. I'm pretty good at this.
Yeah. So, now it's your time to rattle me off one.
I do have to rattle you off, and I'm going to...
We might call it after this.
Yeah. Let me think real quick. It's hard off the top of your head. Obviously, I did not come prepared for this.
I didn't. I just rattled it off.
You just battled through your thoughts.
Hey, free beer.
Free beer.
Tomorrow. Because every day is tomorrow.
Let's see here.
Give him a moment to think. I'll start playing that Jeopardy music.
We'll go with most successful sports franchises all time.
1 is the most successful.
1 is the most successful. 5 is the least successful.
Understood.
Number 1, the Los Angeles Lakers.
I thought it was a blind ranking.
I know. Well, I said number 1, like as in like the first name I'm saying.
I was like, wow,
you did the same thing. You said number 1, Ben Jarvis Green.
Got it. The most successful.
Yeah.
I feel like you're gonna throw the Yankees in there.
You don't know what I'm gonna say.
Too.
You're gonna say Lakers too.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Opening yourself up for some.
Unless you do some shiesty things.
I could
switch it up.
I could say the
announce my
Tampa Bay
plan.
Rays, but I'm not. I'm not gonna say the Tampa Bay.
Well,
Rays.
they wouldn't be at 1.
I know they wouldn't.
You always gotta save them. I can't talk anymore. I'm giving up my whole strategy. Talking too much.
So you put the Los Angeles Lakers at
2.
At 2. Sure.
Is it only basketball or is it everything?
No, it's every. I'm gonna name a couple. I'm gonna name a couple.
Okay.
The Chicago Bulls. Our hometown Chicago Bulls.
4. They just had the run in the 90s. That's it. But 6 is a lot.
What a run they had, though.
No, it is indeed.
What a run they had.
But they're Jerry Reinsdorf franchise. He got lucky with Jordan.
The Dallas Cowboys.
3.
So you have 2, 3, and 4.
Mm-hmm.
Name them again. Lakers,
Cowboys, and then the Bulls. He's got a grin.
Okay.
Shit.
Let's see here. How about the Boston Bruins?
5.
And now I could do something really funny.
Dude, you should have thought about it ahead of time. I had everything rattled off my head.
I do have my last one. I was holding on to this one. We kind of discussed this earlier in the week. The Oakland Athletics.
I'm okay putting them in 1.
Why is that?
They were a perennial powerhouse before the year 2000. Even like the Moneyball era.
They were.
They're a good franchise. They just got ran down. Hey, Oakland A's, all you fans, anyone who might be listening, I'm with you guys. Sell the team. The A's are a phenomenal franchise. I have nothing but love for the A's. Sell the team. Keep them in Oakland. What they are doing to you is completely wrong, and I completely feel for you.
And take note that Brian here BKYT, BCats YT, put the Oakland A's as a more successful franchise than the Los Angeles Lakers.
Mm-hmm. It's a blind ranking.
No, it's not. I'm joking.
There's literally video evidence that it's a blind ranking.
We're gonna cut that out. Anyway,
don't you do all that.
But yeah, it's a fun little thing. We'll do that every week.
Well, I say we finish off every week or something like that.
Something like that. Some little lighthearted and fun.
Your shorts feed may or may not see some things like this. I don't know. I might be saying too much.
You probably will.
No.
You probably will. And we'll do some fun stuff, but like, yeah. I mean, just to kind of wrap it all up, like, we're just getting started.
Yeah.
Just for fun. We do this every day anyway, so we're like, might as well, put it out there.
We'll sit at a bar.
See whatever sorry people want to listen to it.
A fun game for you and your buddies is we played this game where you go back and forth, and we call it the name game. So I'm looking at the TV, and we got Javier Assad. So what I would do is I'd say Javier Assad, and the way it works is the last name starts with an A, so the next name he has to say starts with an A.
Correct. The game is called Harmon Killebrew.
Is that what it's called?
That's what the game is actually called because that's a funny name.
Mm-hmm.
He could be in the funny names for baseball. That was a good one.
Harmon Killebrew.
So he said Javier Assad. Then I have to say, so I'd be like Anthony Davis. Now he has to go somebody with a D.
Dontrell Willis.
Now I have to say somebody with a W.
If you say someone with the same two initials, like say he says WW, throw back. But normally you have like more than two people in a circle.
Yeah, if you have like 5. Wes Welker. Then it's a Uno reverse back to me. And I say it again. I have to come with another W.
There's no point in us playing the game with two people.
No.
If we have a guest on, we'll rip it. But the whole point is you want to drink with your buddies. And
the best part is when you're thinking, you must drink.
Yeah.
AKA, drink while you think. And then everybody is shouting at you, drink while you think, drink while you think. Mm-hmm. So it's harder to think. Makes the game even more fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
It doesn't have to be athletes. It could be historical figures, celebrities, everything.
Anything.
Mm-hmm.
Literally anything. People sitting around at your table. You name their names.
You said Javier Assad. I could have rattled off quite the historical figure.
Yes, you could have. You could say ex-girlfriends. You could say whoever the hell you want.
Everything reminds me of it.
Anyways. But, yeah. I think that wraps it up. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, that concludes episode 1 of Behind the Banter. Look out for a name change, but as I informed you right off the get, this is the kind of content we will be posting on long form. So the name will be changed. We're going to figure that out, work it all out, but look out for some short form content. We appreciate that. If you guys have any suggestions whatsoever on content or topics or whatever you'd like to see, go ahead and share. We're very open to constructive criticism or just ideas in general. But anyways,
absolutely.
This is
Behind the Banter, episode 1, and my name is Jacob.
BK, Brian, BCats, whatever you want to call me. I don't care. But yeah, the Sox are a poverty franchise, and let's have a day.
And the Cubs are hot.